to be a sadhu. See, that's the difference between somebody who plays material games and someone who's actually retired from those. Huh? So we don't care about these things anymore. We're not trying to build a big group. We're not trying to build a big organization. We don't want a big organization. We don't like big organizations. And we especially don't like the problems that come with big organizations and the politics that comes with big organizations and the nonsense and the rascaldom and the sinful activities that come with a big organization. Huh? Now, I'm going to India to retire. I've had enough. I've said my piece. After all, I published a 3-volume set of Vedanta Sutra. Huh? What else is there to say? What more is there to say? That's the ultimate. You can't say more than that. Everything I've said since then has simply been a repetition. Huh? So what's the need to say anymore? What's the need to preach anymore? If someone is really serious about being a disciple, there's the Vani. The words, the instructions of the spiritual master, they're all there on the website. Huh? If you're really serious. I followed Srila Prabhupada and served Srila Prabhupada for years before I ever saw him in person. See? That's Vani, means following the instructions. Vapuhu means serving the physical form. And of the two, the Vani is far more valuable. Why? Well, because it sticks around a lot longer. This body is sure to be vanquished, you know, if not today, then maybe tomorrow. So we don't put much stock in it. We don't put much trust in it. We don't put much value on it. Huh? It's expendable. The mission is already complete. You see, you rascals out there, huh? You game players out there, you think you can stop this mission? No, you can't. The data from our website is already distributed on servers all over the world, and if you try to stop it in one place, it's going to pop up again in another place. Huh? The cloud. We're in the cloud, baby. Huh? It's like, what was that demon? That you go to chop off his head in one form, and he pops up in another form. I forget, there was one demon like that. Described. Huh? Not Ravana. Well, although Ravana could disappear in one place and appear in another place, and he had all kinds of tricks that he could do. No, this is described. I think it's in the 9th canto. There was this battle. King Prithu was battling the demons, and they threw all kinds of illusions at him, and he wasn't impressed. So neither are we. We know about the illusions of the demons, you see, but the demons are always like a day late and $1 short. You know, they're missing a few gears. You know, some of their cables are unplugged. You know. They're not quite firing on all thrusters, if you know what I mean. So they're always playing catch-up. They can never quite catch up with the Lord or his devotees. Guess what? Srila Prabhupada did the same thing. He finished his mission. He completed his actual mission well before the demons attacked him with such ferocity that he was more or less taken out or restricted from further activities, if you know what I mean. So, you know, they still to this day don't understand that. Srila Prabhupada had completed his mission by 1972. How do I know this? A little Pishima told me. And everything else that happened after that was just gravy. It was just extra credit. See? Try to understand. People don't think they know. They think they know Srila Prabhupada, but they actually don't know Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada, for example, was so intelligent that by the time he was 10 years old, he had invented a language, a secret language. And he taught this language to one other person, his younger sister. You see, Pishima was like Prabhupada's Shakti. Every demigod, every form of the Lord, every great personality has a Shakti where their potency, their spiritual power is stored. And for Prabhupada, it was his sister, not his wife, not anybody else, but his sister. People don't understand this. It's very esoteric. You have to know. Prabhupada was a master at indirection. A master. Well, most Bengalis are. But Prabhupada was a master even among Bengalis. Try to understand. I know all these things. This is long ago that I figured all this stuff out, or it was revealed to me. So Prabhupada had a secret language. He and his sister were the only two people who spoke it fluently, or even knew about it, really. Prabhupada used this secret language to pass messages back and forth with his sister, even when he was under duress toward the end of his life. So much information passed back and forth between Prabhupada and his sister, right in front of Charu and all the other rascals. You know what I'm talking about. So Prabhupada was able to operate a whole nother level of his pastimes without anybody catching on with what he was actually doing. You guys think you're so smart. I'm telling you, you're no match for Srila Prabhupada. You're no match for any pure devotee. So anyway, we're closing the door before the horses leave, or before the bears get in, whichever way you want to look at it, before the wolves come to get near the door. They're not even near the barn yet. But before they get there, we're shutting the door. Sorry, it's over. It's done. Everything that I have to say, I've already said it. And we're not going to accept any more disciples other than those who are already in our group. And we may even close off the university area of the site except for people who are already registered there. And certainly close it off to Google. That's the first thing we do. You know, what goes on between a spiritual master and disciples is no business of anybody else. No business of any outsiders. You know, you can't have any real insight into it. Especially when it's a bona fide esoteric school. So, we're simply not going to play the game. I'm going to India not to preach, but to retire. I'm going to raise vegetables. Have a couple cows. Take long walks along the river. That's why I'm going to India. You all think that I'm going to mess with your game, but I don't care about your game. Your game is irrelevant. Yeah, I'll still preach to my disciples over the internet, but you're not invited. We've got to figure out how to do this with a VPN. So, you know, I'm not interested in playing these political games. All you're going to do by playing games with me is cut your own throats. Didn't you learn from the Bible episode yet? Huh? Didn't you learn from the Srila Prabhupada episode yet what the result is of messing with a self-realized soul? Huh? You might as well, you might as well just drink poison yourselves. Because as soon as you mess with a self-realized soul, you lose all your potency. You become mouse. Huh? You know that story? One time a mouse came to a sage. And he said, this cat is always chasing me. Please help me. And so the sage said, okay, become a cat. The mouse was now a cat. So a few days later, the cat came back to the sage. And he says, now the dogs are chasing me.